Good evening, Rabotai. We're discussing going to business and making sure that in business we don't do any prohibitions, both in our behavior. And now we're going to go into another part of business that we have to also make sure that we don't transgress Torah prohibitions, namely the prohibition of ribit, of taking interest. It's a surah from the Torah multiple times. It's Sefer Vayikra, Sefer Shemot, Sefer Devarim. It is forbidden from the Torah to take interest from another Jew. That means that if a person takes a loan, he gives a loan or takes a loan, no Jew can charge the other interest for this that I gave you money. People can rent down their car and say you have to pay me every day you have my car. You can rent out your house and say you have to pay me every day you sleep in my house. But the Torah forbids a Jew to rent out his money and say, this that you have my money, you have to pay me for this. As a service that I gave you my money, you have to give me extra money on top. That's called interest, and this is a surah from the Torah. The Maran writes, Siman Kuf Samech in Yoredeya, the person who gives out a loan with interest, he transgresses 6 Torah prohibitions. Every single time he gives a loan, the one taking the loan transgresses 2. And the Gemara says that also even the agent, even the broker, if he makes a loan between 2 Jews, he also transgresses a prohibition from the Torah. So everyone involved gets a prohibition of helping facilitate a loan with interest. It's just surah from the Torah. The Pirkei de Belezer says it's so severe that a person is not going to get up and tchiyat mitim for this, that he goes and he takes a loan with interest. The Gemara Sechet Bamitzia says that whoever gives loans with interest, he's kofer and Elkei Israel, and he's denying Haz v'shon that HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us out of Egypt. Very, very severe things the Torah says about a person who takes loans and gives loans on interest. The Torah wants the Jews should give each other free loans. You're right, you goy, you can charge interest. You're right, you can rent out your money to a goy and say you have to pay me for this that I gave you money. But by a Jew, the Torah wants us to do hesed. The Torah wants us to give a free loan to another Jew because he is achicha, he is your brother. The highest form of tzedakah is to give a free loan. And if a person wants to make big mitzvah with some money he has, he should not just give tzedakah. He should make a loan gemach, where he should go and give people some dignity. People who take tzedakah, they're embarrassed to take tzedakah. When people take a loan, at least they have their dignity. They don't have shame. I'll take a loan, I'll make some business, I'll pay it back. I don't feel like a poor man. So therefore, the bigger mitzvah is to give, the bigger hesed is to give a loan, free loan. You pay back 30 days, you pay back in a year, whatever it is, not with interest on top. This is very asur from the Torah. Hashem says you must do a hesed with another Jew and give him a free loan. Now, it comes up many times in business that a person wants to charge interest to goyim, to Jews, people who are in the business of giving loans. Even day-to-day activities can come up. You lent you 6 eggs, and you come back the next day, you want to give him a carton of eggs. This could be a repeat. He gave you 6 eggs. You're supposed to give him back 6 eggs, and you gave him 12 eggs. You give him more on top. This is a classic case of repeat. Or you have situations where people, they say, here, you're in Costco, buy me this and this and this, and I'll pay you back after. Oh, it was 46, 42. Oh, here, take 50. It's okay. Here, take 50. I give you a mehila. Even if you willingly forgive and you say, take the extra money, it's repeat. You borrowed 46, 42 from him, and you're giving him 50. This that small amount of money, if you would go and this money, you would see it in the street, you would pick it up. It's meaningful, this money to you. So therefore, a person has to be careful and think twice when things can come up and be repeat. People co-sign on houses, people co-sign on loans, student loans, all these things. If you co-sign with a bank that's a goy, that giving a loan on it with interest, and a person's a guarantor, a person's co-signing, it could be that it's also a repeat because it's technically viewed that you're paying back this person who's guarantoring for you, and you have to pay interest also. So all these situations where there's interest involved, it will be asur until you do heter iska. What is heter iska? Heter iska says basically that it's not a loan, rather there is an investment. There are 2 people in this investment. There's a person supplying the money, and there's a manager. The person receiving the loan, receiving the money, he's the manager. He's going to do the business. He's going to say, I'm going to open a pizza shop. So he gives him a loan. He says, I'm going to manage this pizza shop. Half this money I have to give back to you. You gave me 10,000, you're going to get 20,000 back. The other 10,000, it's an investment. We're partners now. I'm going to go and open the pizza shop. I'm going to work. If I make money, you also make money. If I lose money, we both lose money. That's it. You're not going to get your profits back. And since it's going to be like a business, since it's going to be like an investment, if he gets profits, it's not considered interest because this is a partnership. This is considered heter iska. Iska is business. This is business. It's not an interest. So therefore, a person signs heter iska, so you circumvent the issue of interest. But if you don't have heter iska and you don't understand what heter iska is, so then it's not going to work. It's going to be interest. Now you have to understand that there's risk involved because maybe he'll lose money and we won't get profits. So that's why it's permitted. He has to prove through the books that he made money or didn't make money, or he agrees to pay a certain rate, and that way he avoids the issue. But there's risk. It's not for sure that he's going to get the money back. So that's how heter iska works. So you have to make sure that you get the proper documentation, you proper get the rabbi to explain to you what's going on, because otherwise you could run into a lot of business issues with charging interest, especially people who are involved with cash advance. People who do cash advance, they have to know if the person's a Jew or not a Jew. If you're getting loans between two Jews, sometimes the merchant is a Jew and the person borrowing is a Jew. So a lot of times people make their whole parnasah. You have to make sure that it's going to be not with interest. That's a wonderful story I want to end off with. I heard that there was a chayal who was saying a story, a soldier in October 7th. He was responding to a lot of calls, and they were in the middle of a gunfight with a lot of terrorists. So him and his friend hid behind a wall, and they didn't know what to do. They ran out of ammo. They were taking guns from the floor, from the bodies that they found. They didn't have any ammo. So they're getting shot at. Both of them are not religious. And this chayal the soldier is giving an interview, and he says, my friend next to me, he was so not religious to the point where even he did shish kebab on Yom Kippur. That's how not religious he was. And we were behind the wall getting shot at, and he said to me, listen, if we survive this, so we get out of here, I take upon myself to keep Shabbat every single Shabbat. And all of a sudden, after he said this, they started hearing that the shots getting farther and farther away. They were in the middle of shooting at them, these two Jews. And the terrorists, it's as if they forgot about them. It's as if they left. They went somewhere else. And they survived, they came out, and he lives to tell this interview to the reporter. He says afterwards, I learned from this whole story. You know what I learned from this whole story? The soldier said, I learned that Hashem was there. And people who ask me, where was God in the Holocaust? Where was God on October 7th? I'll tell you, he was right next to me. He mamash saved my life. I saw Hashem right there. We took upon ourselves mitzvot. Hashem came to save us. My question is, now to you, to those people who ask, where was God? My question is, where were you? Where were you? Were you there for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will come save you? Hashem was there for me. I took upon myself something, Hashem was there for me. Now, whenever we go through something tough, whenever we go through suffering in life, we have to ask ourselves, no, where is Hashem? We have to ask ourselves, where are we, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should come save us? Baruch Hu.